kami lahir dengan tekad untuk tumbuh, menjadi besar, kuat, dan unggul. Menjadi perusahaan agribisnis yang terintegrasi penuh dan terkemuka, serta Center of Excellence Industri Agribisnis di Indonesia. Kami, PT Java Confit Indonesia Tbk. Java memulai bisnisnya dengan memproduksi pelet kopra untuk bahan baku pakan ternak pada tahun 1971 di Surabaya. Di tahun-tahun berikutnya, perusahaan menambahkan lini-lini usaha baru sebagai pengembangan bisnisnya, serta mencatatkan saham di Bursa Efek Jakarta dan Surabaya pada tahun 1989. Saat ini, Java telah memantapkan posisinya sebagai salah satu perusahaan agribisnis terbesar di Indonesia dengan mengoperasikan lebih dari 22 pabrik pakan yang dilengkapi dengan 19 fasilitas pengeringan jagung, 78 breeding farm, 27 unit hatchery, 100 commercial company farm, 16 rumah potong ayam dan hewan, 8 unit food processing, serta lebih dari 10.000 peternak dan petambak mitra di seluruh Indonesia. Java memiliki 3 lini bisnis utama, divisi perunggasan dengan unit usaha meliputi industri pakan ternak, pengeringan jagung, dan pembibitan ayam yang dikelola oleh PT Java Confit Indonesia Tbk, serta peternakan komersial, rumah potong ayam, dan pengolahan hasil peternakan yang dikelola oleh PT Ciomas Adisatwa dan PT So Good Food. Divisi budidaya perairan yang meliputi industri pakan ikan, pakan udang, pakan sidat, pembibitan udang dan ikan air tawar, tambak udang, serta budidaya ikan air tawar dan pengolahan hasil perikanan yang dikelola oleh PT Suritani Pemuka. Serta divisi peternakan sapi potong yang bergerak di bidang pembiakan sapi wagyu, penggemukan sapi potong dan wagyu, rumah potong hewan, hingga produksi daging bernilai tambah yang dikelola oleh PT Santosa Agrindo dan anak perusahaannya. Ketiga lini bisnis ini dikelola secara terintegrasi dari hulu ke hilir, sehingga kualitas produk dapat terjaga dengan baik di setiap rantai produksinya. Dan untuk memaksimalkan integrasi usaha, perusahaan mengembangkan unit usaha pendukung bisnis utama yang meliputi unit karung plastik, unit pengolahan bungkil kopra, unit obat-obatan hewan, vaksin, serta peralatan kandang ternak. Java memproduksi vaksin ternak secara mandiri melalui PT Vaksindo Satwa Nusantara untuk seluruh unit farm dan hatchery. Vaksin dengan merek dagang Vaksimun ini diproduksi dengan menerapkan standar ketat, cara pembuatan obat hewan yang baik, serta sistem manajemen mutu ISO 9001. Perusahaan juga menerapkan sistem biosecurity berlapis berstandar internasional untuk memastikan standar higienitas dan kesehatan ternak yang tinggi selama masa pembibitan, pemeliharaan, hingga fase processing. Dengan komitmen penuh pada aspek riset dan inovasi, skala ekonomi yang besar, jaringan distribusi yang kuat, serta lebih dari 1.400 staf teknis dan pemasaran yang tersebar di seluruh Indonesia, Java terus tumbuh menjadi perusahaan terdepan yang menghasilkan produk-produk agribisnis terbaik dan berkualitas dengan praktik terbaik dalam aspek keterlacakan dan keamanan pangan. Seluruh keunggulan ini membuat produk-produk Java mampu bersaing di kancah global hingga berhasil diekspor ke berbagai negara di Asia, Afrika, Eropa, dan Amerika. Selama lebih dari 5 dekade, kami tumbuh dan berkembang menjadi perusahaan terkemuka yang menjadi rujukan industri agribisnis di Indonesia. Kami percaya bahwa dengan pendekatan yang seimbang antara kinerja ekonomi, kinerja lingkungan, dan kinerja sosial akan mendukung peran perusahaan dalam mewujudkan pembangunan yang berkelanjutan bagi kepentingan pembangunan manusia dan lingkungan. Kami, PT Japfa Comfit Indonesia Tbk, berkembang menuju kesejahteraan bersama.
Hello and welcome. We are Syndicate 8. We would like to presenting to you the scenario planning for Japfa to facing the international chicken competition. Here we have 5 team members that consist of myself, Anindita, and there will be Balkis, Stefan, Lydia, and Yogas joining us today in this scenario presentation.
What is scenario planning? Scenario planning is system analysis to think the unthinkable. We use scenario planning for test the strategy, reconsider available option, develop new option, open up or raise key conversation. Scenario analysis is like funnel when we can see positioning. From data and information in the present, we will projecting to short time, medium time, and long time, considering disturbances to make trend scenarios to help make decision point. There are 5 stages of scenario planning. Stage 1 is orientation, where focal issue be defined. Stage 2 is exploration, driving forces and critical uncertainties and impact. Stage 3 is scenario creation. Stage 4 is option consideration, where strategies, action, and changes defined. Stage 5 is integration. This is the stage where early warning signals develop. Japfa is a leading Pan-Asian industrial agri-food company dedicated to feeding emerging Asia with essential proteins. Headquartered in Singapore, they employ over 1,400 people across an integrated network of industrial farms. Their upstream business is feed and breeding, including animal feed, beef cattle breeding, dairy cattle breeding, swine breeding, poultry breeding, and aquaculture breeding. Their midstream business is milking and fattening, and their downstream business is processing and distribution.
The company offers various types of products and services that are integrated from upstream to downstream, particularly in the animal feed industry, poultry breeding and commercial farming, aquaculture, beef cattle farming, and consumer product processing. Animal feed industry generates the most revenue. However, commercial farming is the most performing product in 2021 in terms of net sales. In this case, we will focus on the commercial farm, which is the most impacted sectors in foreign chicken product.
The first stage in scenario planning is orientation, defining key focal issues. What will be the strategy for Japfa in facing the aggressive foreign market competition? One of Japfa's biggest business, as mentioned before, are chicken feed and chicken production, which is sold to both producers and end consumers. This can be seen from the financial report issued by Japfa, where sales of animal feed and chicken are the highest in Japfa. However, this condition is not a good condition at this time, when foreign market for chicken and animal feed have a much lower cost of goods sold than in Japfa due to the cheapness of raw materials there, where this becomes a threat to Japfa if one day the market for chicken is open for the foreign market. For example, is the import of chicken from Brazil, which is currently a very aggressive issue to enter the Indonesian market. After determining the key focal issues, the next process is to conduct an exploration to determine what driving forces for this scenario. The driving forces consist of three environments. First is contextual, where the factors are not something that can be controlled by the company. While in this contextual, these factors consist of the 5 points. First, government regulation. Second, economic situation. The third, social change behavior. Fourth, technological transformation. And the last, environmental conditions. After that is transactional environment. The factors that can be controlled by the company consist of customer behavior, logistic and supply chain, market demand, and market competition. And lastly, the users or factors within the organization itself. In this case, the factors are operational costs, research and development, open to new investment, sustainability development goals. After we determine the driving forces in each environment, we need to do a mapping for each of these points to see the level of uncertainty and impact. From this graph, it can be seen the position between the level of uncertainty and the level of impact, which can be used as our reference in determining the important elements that we will use in making scenarios. In this case, the two important elements are government regulation, which is indicated by bullet number 1, and market demand, which is indicated by bullet number 8. Government regulation have the high level of uncertainty and high level of impact, and the market demand have a medium-high level of uncertainty and high level of impact.
From two major critical uncertainties and impact, we take two scenarios for each, which is the low and the high condition. The low government regulation means the government are not being protective and allow foreign product to enter the market. The high is the opposite. The government is being protective with local market players through regulations by preventing international market players to enter the Indonesian market. Market demand is low when the number of people willing to consume chicken is low, while high when many people looking for chicken to consume. We then put it in 2x2 matrix and create scenarios based on the conditions. When the government regulation is low and market demand is high, we call it the chicken war because there will be a price war. And when the government regulation is low and the market demand is low, we call it chicken sunset. When the government regulation is high and the market demand is high, we call it the chicken dinner. And when the government regulation is supportive or high but the market demand is low, we call it the chicken exit. In the chicken war, the government regulation protection is not favoring to protect imported chicken to enter Indonesia. This might happen in terms of the government allow import to fulfill domestic market demand because the demand is also high. The company will have to fight against Brazilian chicken, which usually cheaper than our chicken, which potentially going into a price war. Chicken sunset is a scenario where chicken is no longer in people's favor. People lost interest, market demand is low, and the government allow imported chicken to come. Chicken stock will be oversupply, therefore making it no longer interesting to stay in the business. The winner-winner chicken dinner is a scenario where government is protecting domestic market with a very strict import policy. Local companies such as Java will get away from competition from Brazil, and the pricing is also good. The last one is the chicken exit, is the scenario when government regulation protects the pricing by not allowing import, but the market demand is low. In this condition, production will be decreased and many chicken will survive. Marketing will be an important strategy to rise up the demand. From these four scenarios, we are hoping for the best in chicken dinner scenario, while the worst scenario we can get is the chicken sunset.
The fourth scenario has prepared with several implications and options to be considered on each scenario. Let's take a look on the first scenario that happened when the government regulation actually low, but the market demand is actually high. We have scenario of chicken war. In this scenario, we have some implications that there is possible product overstock, competitor from the a board will be entering the market, smaller market share, inflation triggers, and competitive pricing. It is carry along some options like reducing production costs, or you can call it cost restructuring, differentiate the business model, and developing new marketing strategy to face the competition. And the last one, building communication to the government to revise the regulation. Moving along to the scenario when the government regulation is also low, but the market demand is actually low, which is actually it's not good. We have chicken salted scenario, which carry implications such as product overstock, net loss, competitor from abroad will enter the market, domestic chicken sales falls, and bad pricing. It is also carry along some options like to differentiate the business, to building communication to the government to revise the regulation, and then to consider it the investment diversification focus. And the last one is to renew the production and marketing strategy. Moving along to the scenario that happened when the market demand also low, but the government regulation started to get high. We have chicken exit scenario, which carry along some implication like low production, high marketing costs, opening the opportunities to invest in the industry, and the last one is low pricing but more controllable. And it is also carry along some options like supporting government policy, of course, and boosting market demand by developing new marketing strategy. Moving along to the scenario which actually happened when the government regulation is high, which is good, and the market demand is also high, which is super good. Scenario we call chicken dinner. In chicken dinner, we have several implications, which are when the demand increase, there will be possible there is a supply shortage. It is also has implication there is sales increasing but lower competition, which also there is low marketing cost, and there will be a good pricing. It is also carry along some option such as we have to support the government regulation, and we have to consider it to expanding the production size. And also the most important thing is to strengthen our brand and product positioning in the market.
Scenarios are a long-term planning tool which should not need to be changed annually. However, with world changing every day where streams of information are flow continuously, we are at risk of being swayed by the last particle of information we ingest. To make this rich flow of information relevant, the onslaught of information must be corralled into sensible signals that are connected to the planned scenario. For chicken dinner scenario, which is the dream of all companies, where the market demand are high and supported by government protection from overseas competitor, the signal indicating that the scenario is when chicken price at the market is rise in a row, followed by daily chicken inventory that starting to decrease. The company starting cannot fulfill the sales order, and there is anomaly in production rate increase. Those are the early signals to go with chicken dinner scenario. The same condition of high market demand, but with low support of government protection, should detected by this early signal. Very competitive chicken pricing, market share decrease, while foreign company market share increase. Consumption is high, and the obvious signal when shop or seller start asking about promotion program to compare with competitor. Those are the early signal for Java to go with chicken war scenario. For other condition where market demand are low, if the government protection support are so low, it should indicate the sign very competitive pricing, consumption is low, and there are news about farmers begin protesting about foreign player. With this signal, the company should go with chicken sunset scenario. When market demand are low but the government protection are high, the observed signal will be farmers start protesting about chicken selling price, and the government begin using their authority to regulate the market supply. If this happen, Java should go with chicken exit scenario. With all of the early warning signal that can be detected, Java should be able to switch or slowly adapt to proper scenario with its implication and option that already explained by my colleagues before. So, that's presentation from our Syndicate 8 about Java scenario planning in facing international chicken competition. We hope that our works give you inspiration and insight. Thank you so much for watching our presentation.